damage that had been done. And so given an opportunity by the Steelers to be able to come back after I got out of the service. And so I made the injured reserve the first year. They gave me another operation, made the taxi squad the second year, hung around, made the regular squad the third year, and tried to work my way up. There was one time when I didn't see a bright future, and I almost quit, and I came back and got a chance to break into the starting lineup in 1974, and we go to the Super Bowl that year. And then we play 6 more years together, and we win 3 more Super Bowls. And so it was a great achievement by that team in what they had accomplished, and I was so fortunate to be a part of it, But I think the whole story is not giving up, and working hard, getting opportunities, and the influence that we have on one another and how we can make a difference in other people's lives. And basically that's what happened to me, and people didn't give up hope and gave me a chance. And so I got a chance to play, as I had said. And
Rocky, again, I want to remind everyone we're talking to Rocky Bleier here, former Steeler, former Vietnam vet. You say this all like in a matter of 270 seconds, no big deal. It's really, really important. I mean, you were awarded the Bronze Star and the Purple Heart. We'll start there, right?
That's right. You're right. And so, part of that was in the firefight that we had to take, and the actions that were taken on the field, at that time.
Mm-hmm.
And so you do what you needed to do, and so ultimately they gave me a Bronze Star for those actions. Purple Heart is one that you don't want to get, but that means that you've been injured, and so I'm very proud of both of those medals, obviously, thereafter. So it was a struggle, and it was an unknown, and who knew what was going to take place, at that time or then thereafter. But you just, it's part of the story, I suppose, but it's part of life. You just don't give up. You don't give up, and you got hope, and you keep moving ahead.
Yeah, and I don't want to take too much away from your story because we want people to go see you on June 25th at Rhythm City Casino. And You can purchase tickets at rhythmcity.com. And like I said, after costs and everything else, money is going to the Vietnam veterans in the Quad Cities. There's also a meet and greet that they can talk to you, Rocky, and everything else. You won 4 Super Bowls with the Steelers. And in the backfield with you is Franco Harris. Can I ask you, every once in a while this comes up in weird debates, just when the Immaculate Reception, was it a reception?
Of course. Yes, it was. Of course it was.
Yes.
My goodness gracious. Because no one can deny it wasn't,
That's true, but I mean, some people might.
Film. It wasn't on film. And nobody knows for sure, except for Franco, and he said no, he caught it, and so the big question at the time was whether it hit Jack Tatum, who was the defensive back, to reflect. Frenchie Fuqua was a receiver. He ran it to Jack Tatum. The ball careened backwards for Franco to be able to pick it up. So did it hit? Because at the time the rule was that it had to hit a defensive person before another offensive person can touch it. And so that was the question. And as Frenchie said, he'll never tell. So
it's
you can take it from there. But anyway, it stands as the Immaculate Reception.
There's some other incredible things. I mean, in 1976, as a backfield, you and Harris both rushed for over 1,000 yards. That was only the second time that had happened since the 72 Dolphins, right?
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And so, for something like that to happen, for me to gain 1,000 yards, something has to happen with the team. Mm-hmm. And what happened with the team was that we were playing Kansas City, and their defensive end pile drove Bradshaw into the dirt, and so he was finished for the rest of the season. And so we had a backup quarterback who was a rookie at the time, Mike Kruczek. And so all of a sudden we had to pare down the offense. In those, he had 9 games. In those remaining 9 games, he threw the ball 17 times. in 9 games.
Oh, wow.
That doesn't happen. I mean, people don't.
No.
If you didn't throw the ball 17 times in the quarter, you had a bad quarter. You know what I mean? So we ran the ball. And the offensive line did a wonderful, tremendous job. Obviously, for me, with average speed to be able to gain 1,000 yards, so that was a milestone for us.
Can I ask you about the onside kick against Dallas in your Super Bowl in the closing seconds to seal the deal?
Oh, yeah.
What is that like when you're on the special teams, and in your head, are you saying, I want the ball, or are you saying, please don't kick it to me?
I'm a human being, okay?
Yeah.
So there it is. They did an onside kick before. It was fumbled by Tony Dungy. They recovered and scored. Now they're coming back and doing an onside kick within the last minute of the game, and we have the all-hands defensive team or receiving team on the field, meaning all the running backs and receivers and so on. I'm right in the middle, and I'm standing there, and I'm going, don't kick me, but don't kick the ball to me. Just don't kick it. I don't want to be the guy that fumbles the ball, or just don't kick it to me. And what do? They kick it to me.
Mm-hmm.
And so I fall on it. And I have to tell you this. It was the hardest hit I got all day was in that pile.
Really?
So that was it. But, yeah, so human nature, human reaction is, and I don't care who you might be, is that you go, oh, I don't want it. I don't want the ball.
Yeah.
Kick it to somebody else. But anyway.
That's amazing. And we also have things like you've written books. You're
right.
Yep. Yeah. The Fighting Back, the Rocky Blyer story, which turned into a television movie in 1980.
Right.
That's pretty cool. Did you get to be on set for that?
Yeah, that was yes, it was. And so who knew that was going to take place? And so we did it for Monday nights at television, which was big. A movie of the week. Robert Urich, who played me. Robert Urich played Dan Tana in a series called Vegas, and he had some other roles, and so. And so I was very fortunate that you just go, oh, okay, fine. I was very fortunate to be able to have that done. And it was a great heady experience to have a movie made, about your life, and no matter whether you liked it or not, you go, oh, hey, at least I had a movie made.
Yeah.
And so that's right. So that was again just another experience. And I always tell people, I said, Robert Urich, and for those who may remember, was a tall, good-looking guy, had a lot of hair. That's how I saw myself. That's what I told. That's my image of myself. I don't know what you see, but that's what I see.
So you were involved in casting. You were involved in casting, like that's me right there.
Well, we were, yeah. In the beginning, we were, yeah. In the beginning, we went to and we pitched the idea to Bob, because he came from the Pittsburgh area. He came from a little town called Toronto, Ohio, which was right outside of Steubenville, Ohio, which was right outside of Pittsburgh. We were right down on that corner of the Ohio-West Virginia borders. And so, so Bob knew, of course, the story, and he was a Steeler fan, and we were the same age. And so he had played football in high school, and he went to Florida State, played football, and then he got hurt and went into acting and became who he was.
Oh, man, it's awesome. I don't want to take too much of your time because I don't want to give away too much of your show. That's the thing. I could ask you 1,000 questions, but I want us to all go and see the show. Again, I want to remind everybody that it's June 25th. It'll be at 7 p.m. the show is, and then the meet and greet, if you pay tickets for the meet and greet, you'll meet afterwards at 8:30. And the VIP meet and greet is $100. And that doesn't include the tickets. It goes with the tickets. Buy the tickets, then the meet and greet afterwards. And that also includes call drinks and appetizers from 8:30 to 11. You'll be the guest of honor during that. Rocky, you will be. And photos as well as autograph opportunities will be available at the VIP meet and greet. Tickets, if you're going to this regular or Tier 2 tickets are $50. Tier 1 tickets are $65. Tier 2 are $50. Tier 3 are $35. Most importantly, all proceeds after expenses go to the QC Vietnam Veterans Area Veteran Scholarship. Rocky, what is like the major thing that you see different with and I know there's a lot, different with the NFL now than it was back then?
Well, I mean, let's just start with, the players are bigger, faster, they're better conditioned, they're better trained over the period of time because of training methods and knowledge and information out there. The game is opened up. From a passing, rules have changed to open up the game, I should say, to make it the game that it is today, coverage-wise and offensively, to make it more exciting, for the fans from a scoring potential.
Mm-hmm.
And so that, those are just some of the things that have changed within the team, today. So it's a different game as it is in every decade. If you go back to look at the Packers of the 60s and Steelers of the 70s and the 49ers of the 80s, Cowboys of the 90s, and Pats of 2000. I mean, if you look at the progression, you'll see the changes in how they operate, what the game is like, how they played the game, and then the personnel that now make up the game. So it's an interesting evolution, for the world of football.
Well, that's part of definitely is the change in the game, and then also the media coverage is much different now than it was back when you were playing the game as well. And so,
yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Can you imagine having Twitter now back then?
That's right. I know. That's right. Having Instagram, having Twitter, having instant communication back and forth. No, I could. There was a certain privacy that had taken place, things you could do that no one knew what was happening. And so which is sometimes pretty good.
I would say so. So you wouldn't want Instagram or Twitter following you and Terry Bradshaw and Mean Joe Green around?
No.
No.
Definitely not. Definitely not.
Rocky, I want to thank you for your time. I know you're traveling right now and you're in an airport, so it's very. I think it's awesome you do that. I also want to wish you an early Happy Father's Day to you.
Well, I appreciate that, and to all the fathers out there as well.
Yep.
Listening, because it's an important day. So
it is.
I thank you for that.
So we will see you in the Quad Cities on June 25th. It'll be at Rhythm City Casino. Again, purchase tickets there. There's Tier 1, there's Tier 2, there's Tier 3. Go to the website and find it. There's also a VIP meet and greet. All proceeds after expenses go to the QC Vietnam Veterans Area Veterans Scholarship. Rocky, I want to wish you safe travels, and I thank you so much for your time. It was a pleasure talking to you.
Same here, Jay. Thank you for the time that you've given us, and I just want to let the listeners know it's really great theater. So for those who don't have to be necessarily sports fans to come, but want to enjoy good theater and a good story, they do a wonderful job of being able to produce it in that regard. So I just want to invite everybody there to join me as we travel through 3 bars the evening of the 25th. As I unfold the story that we just talked about.
Awesome.
So I appreciate the time.
Yep. Thank you, Rocky. Take care, okay?
Okay, then.
Yep. Take care.
Will
Bye.
do. Thank you.
Yep. All right, that was Rocky Blyer, former Pittsburgh Steeler, Vietnam veteran. Like I said, he's decorated. He won the bronze. He was awarded the Bronze Star for his service in there. He's going to take us all through everything that he went through. He told you that he was drafted in 1968, but he volunteered for duty, and he was shipped out in May of 69. He was assigned to Company C, 4th Battalion, 31st Infantry. He was wounded in the thigh by an enemy bullet when he was ambushed in Vietnam. While he was down, an enemy grenade landed nearby, bouncing off his shoulder and sending shrapnel in his right lower leg. He told you about after coming back after Vietnam and after surgery, his doctor said he wouldn't be able to play again, but he did come back. Waved a few times, thought about quitting, but he didn't. Hear this and more. I mean, he went on to win 4 Super Bowl titles. He was a part of only the second time a 2 men in the backfield rushed for 1,000 yards in the NFL. All this and more at the Rhythm City Casino. The show is Friday, June 25th, 7 p.m. I know there's a lot of Pittsburgh Steelers fans out there, so Steeler Nation, go out there. The most important thing out of all is you're going to hear a good story. You're going to be motivated, but all the proceeds after expenses go to the QC Vietnam Veterans Area Veteran Scholarship. When we come back, we'll make a phone call with Jake from Elite Sportsbook. We've got a lot to talk about. U.S. Open, MLB cheating scandals, ESPY's Madden cover. I don't know. You name it, we'll do it all. When we come back, don't hassle us, we're local.
You like that? You like that?
Give me a hell yeah. I said give me a hell yeah.
This is Rachel Alger with St. Ambrose University, and you are listening to Don't Hassle Us, We're Local.
Just do it. Stop dragging yourself around feeling like you don't have to live this way. I repeat, you don't have to live this way. What you need is to replace the testosterone you have lost over time. Make an appointment at Limitless Male Medical. They will change your life. And don't do it tomorrow. Do it today. Make an appointment at Limitless Male and get your life back. Just do it at limitlessmale.com. The men's health experts. Insurance accepted.
The John Deere Classic is back. Celebrating 50 years of great memories with names like Ed McMahon, Payne Stewart, and Tiger Woods.
Fantastic.
And magic moments with champions like Zach Johnson, Steve Stricker, and Jordan Spieth.
Oh, yes.
Visit JohnDeereClassic.com today for tickets and information. Because magic happens here.
Hey, this is Eric at Dedicated Transportation Systems, DTS, Davenport, Iowa. We have 20 new trucks to fill, so the next 10 Class A CDL drivers we hire will get a $2,000 sign-on bonus. We're hiring for home every day and regional home weekends. New business means lots of great miles for you. Want to be home daily? You heard me. Home every day. Visit dtsisbest.com. Let's go.
Good morning, privates. Good morning, Drill Sergeant. I mean, seriously, what a pleasant morning. The sun is shining and the birds are chirping. You seem to be in a good mood today. Astute observation, Private. Astute.
He's probably happy because he found out Honey Nut Cheerios can help lower cholesterol as part of a heart-healthy diet.
So, in lieu of the obstacle course today, I propose a nice meditative nature walk. Does that sound delightful to everyone? Yes, Drill Sergeant.
Have a change of heart with Honey Nut Cheerios. Learn more about Honey Nut Cheerios by picking up a box at your local store.
Sheila, we need to set up Johnson's quarterly review.
Janowski Investments keeps portfolios profitable, but a double client base calls for double the advisors.
Hello. Hi, Janet. I'm so sorry. Pulling up your portfolio right now. Give me a sec.
Indeed can help them hire the people they need.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job, you immediately get your short list of quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job criteria. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
River Valley Turf is your Quad Cities John Deere dealer specializing in lawn and garden, commercial equipment, John Deere utility vehicles, and compact tractors. River Valley Turf has a huge inventory of both new and used power equipment to get the job done right the first time. Deer season is going on now, so come shop the selection and save. Buy now before they're gone. Unlike the box stores, we let you drive it before you buy it. Stop in and see what River Valley Turf has to offer today, located in both Davenport, Iowa and Silvis, Illinois, or visit rivervalleyturf.com.
Hi, I'm Mike Ham with NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network. First overall pick, Trevor Lawrence has been impressing his new Jacksonville teammates so far at Jags OTAs and minicamp. But that doesn't mean he'll be handed the starting job. On Wednesday, Jags assistant coach Brian Schottenheimer said the team won't be naming their starting QB anytime soon. Jets owner Woody Johnson seems to be a big fan of the second overall pick, Zach Wilson. After watching the QB and the team at minicamp, Johnson said, quote, "I couldn't be more excited." Former Jet and current Panthers receiver Robbie Anderson says Sam Darnold seems happier in Carolina, adding of the quarterback, quote, "I saw a new energy out of him. A glowing charisma that I didn't really see in New York." And after watching Chargers minicamp Wednesday, Drew Brees said of quarterback Justin Herbert, "His physical tools are as good as anybody I've ever seen." High praise from a future Hall of Famer. This has been NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network.
For the ones who get going when the going gets tough. and the ones who know we're tougher together. For the Pathfinders breaking new ground, Grainger offers supplies and solutions for every industry, as well as fast access to experts and 24/7 customer support. Because we know you have people depending on you, so you can always depend on us. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Napa know-how.
Some things just go better together, like a 5-quart jug of Napa full synthetic motor oil and a platinum filter for $26.48. It's like bacon and eggs, hot dogs and mustard, or Joni and Chachi. Ask your dad about it. That's Napa full synthetic and a platinum filter for $26.48. Quality parts, helpful people. That's Napa know-how.
Napa know-how.
General States pricing. Sales prices not include applicable state, local taxes, or recycling fees. Offer ends 6/30/21.
Keyshawn, J. Will, and Zubin. Mornings on the Quad City Sports Leader, ESPN 1170.
All right, welcome back to Don't Hassle Us for Local here on ESPN 1170 AM. Just got off the phone talking with Rocky Blyer. He's going to be at the Rhythm City Casino June 25th doing his one-man show, The Play, the Rocky Blyer story. Great interview, 4-time Super Bowl champion, former Vietnam vet, all kinds of great things to listen to. It's going to be a great show. You can get tickets at rhythmcitycasino.com. There's 3 different tiers of tickets, plus you can do a meet and greet afterwards as well. So I'm calling all you Steeler fans out there to get out there and show some support. And like I said, all proceeds after expenses are going to the Quad City Vietnam Veterans Vietnam Veterans Awareness Scholarship Funds. All right, we're going to give Jake a call from Elite Sportsbook. We haven't talked to him in about 2 weeks now, so we're going to catch up and see what's going on there at Rhythm City outside of that. So looks like we're having a Rhythm City Thursday. Love it.
This is Jake from Elite Sportsbook.
Hey, buddy, what's up?
Hey, guys, how's it going?
It's just me. I'm solo, Jake.
Oh, no, solo man.
Yeah, so...
left you hanging today?
Nah, no one left me hanging. We've got a golf outing at Hidden Hills from Pints. It's a Pints golf outing on Saturday, and T-Roy does all the... See, I may do all the heavy lifting here in the studio, but when it comes to Pints, T-Roy does all the heavy lifting and things like that there, so... I'm very happy to not have to do that. I did that for plenty of years, and that's not something I really, getting all those prizes and giveaways and making sure everyone's signed up and ordering all the booze and everything else. It's not. I did that for too long. I let him do that. So he said, hey, give me some time off. And I said, yeah, absolutely. So it works out. But I just got off the phone with Rocky Blyer, who's going to be at Rhythm City Casino on June 25th. And now I'm talking to you about Elite Sportsbook at Rhythm City as well. So it's like a Rhythm City Thursday so far.
Oh, great. That's great to hear. I'm glad you were able to connect with Rocky, too. I passed on your request you had asked, I think it was a couple of weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the marketing director, Ryan,
yes.
was on it, so it's good to hear.
Yeah, he contacted me, and then I talked to Bob and then got a hold of Rocky, and now I feel like another famous contact is in my phone because I was texting with 4-time Super Bowl champion Rocky Blyer yesterday, setting this whole thing up. So, yeah, it was.
Look at that! You're an app tester now,
yeah,
app developer, and you're meeting all these famous people.
Yeah, I name dropped. The only thing that I found out is that the Boys to Men got postponed back. So my whole Boys to Men thing. I know. I actually figured it out for myself. It was Ryan gave me I actually did message Ryan, and he gave me the bad news, and I was like, what? And I was like, nah. And so I had to look it up and like, yeah. So, but he's going to work on Mick Foley for me. So.
Oh, that's great. Great to hear.
Yeah, it's really good to hear. How are things going at Elite Sportsbook?
They're going good. Last weekend, the UFC fight, UFC 263, we had a good crowd for that. So now we're gearing up for the McGregor rematch on July 10th. So we'll be doing the same thing in the Rhythm Room for that. No cover. First come, first serve. Seating is limited, and just a reminder, it is 21 plus on the casino floor. But it's going to be, obviously anything with McGregor is a highly anticipated fight card, and going to be a popular event. So make sure to get there early.
That's going to be July 10th. So, a lot going on in July. We not only have the Bix, we've got that UFC event, we've got the John Deere Classic going on, but we've got U.S. Open things going on now. I was just looking up before we were on break, before you came, answered the phone call. I was looking at some of the things you guys have U.S. Open bets up and everything else for the golf, and that's a big deal starting today because they're teeing off at Torrey Pines right now. Some golfers are, not all of them are. While you're at it, if you want to, people that are listening, you can still get in to bet on odds to win, and but not post-cut or anything, odds to win post-cut, because that's not up yet. There are some tournament matchups you can still get because there's some tee-offs that are only aren't starting until 2:40, so in 2:50 and so forth. So if you navigate the site, or you go to your app, the Elite Sportsbook app, and just go through sports, and then if you pull up golf, you can find different things there that are going on right now with the U.S. Open. Like you mentioned, the MMA, there's different things that they have up there as well. Not only do you have like the July 10th, but there's a fight coming up June 19th, a UFC fight night. So you UFC fans out there, you can do that. You can bet there. NBA playoffs are going on right now, and there's plenty of games there that you can bet on that. The Bucks are -6 tonight against the Nets, coming off the Kevin Durant game. And that's the big deal talking about now. And Major League Baseball, there are games going on today and all the way through tonight. So there's plenty of action out there that you can look into. And there's also soccer going on. And if you do a live bet, too, I think there's a live bet. There's some European games going on. What else is going on the site? What else is new at Elite Sportsbook?
I think I've been talking about this quite a bit, but we're working on version 2 of the app. So the upgrade will be coming. We're aiming for before football season. So we've taken a lot of locals' feedback from what they liked and don't like, and we're going to give it a little bit of a facelift and add a little bit of user friendliness to the experience. So that's going to be exciting. We're working on that, and then also we're trying to kind of add a little bit more local events. So I was kind of bummed I missed you last week, but there was a fight down at the River Center there in the Quad Cities, and we were able to put the lines up for that. I believe it was a boxing match. So we're kind of trying to aim for a little bit more local flair, just because we're the only local Iowa owned sports book in town. So
I'm not aware of the boxing match that took down at the River Center last week.
Either were we. It was part of a series that they held a boxing match at Rhythm City last year. 2 years ago, when we first started, and we were able to take wagers on that fight. And then they kind of reached back out to our marketing director there at Rhythm City and asked, would we be able to offer those again this year? And we worked with the risk team, and we're able to offer them. So we're going to try to aim for some more local sporting events that some of the other competitors don't have odds for. So, if there's any out there and it's legal to bet on in Iowa, hit us up on social media. We'd love to hear, and we can run it by our risk team and compliance and try to get some lines up.
Yeah, definitely, because there was an event, I think, 2 weeks prior to that was out at the Mississippi Valley Fairgrounds, and you had Steve Edwards versus Junior Hernandez, and then you had Donovan Dennis fighting as well, someone I believe out of Omaha, and that would have been a good one to have up there as well. So that's interesting. I'm glad you mentioned it, because I will keep my eyes open for things like that we can do.
Yeah, that'd be great. And
let me run one past you here.
Okay.
This is a little out there, okay? I've been having this one in my head now. I believe this is the 40th year that the Quad City Times has had the Salute to Sports. All right, so just bear with me here, Jake. Follow along. So,
all right, I won't talk until I hear the whole thing.
And they've been every year. They have. I know this is out there, but every year they have a Quad City Times male high school athlete of the year and a Quad City Times female athlete of the year, and there's a Quad City Times team of the year. That one's only about, I'd say, the team of the year maybe about 9 years old. So I was just going to put something just together, hypothetically, and place the odds of what the favorite is to win the high school male athlete of the year, female high school athlete of the year, and the team of the year. Is this something that the risk management team might be interested in?
Are you talking about wagering on underage children?
No, it's an award. And it is it is a very, very well kept secret award. I'm telling you, no one knows who wins it until it is. I feel really confident that this is a legit thing. I'm just saying.
But it's underage children, right?
Well, yeah, but it's just it's just an award, really. It's not on their. They're not competing. Do you understand?
Yeah, I understand. Yeah. Just to make it clear, Elite Sportsbook does not support any gambling on underage.
Jake,
so,
fine.
Yeah, sorry. Award, participation trophies, all of those would classify.
All right. Now you make me rethink if I should even write this blog. Then it's going to be frowned upon.
But
never mind then.
If you have any other ideas for
yes,
college or older,
we'd
love to hear those.
Let's do. Keep in mind that July 10th, the July 8th through the 11th. Let's do a prop bet over the 6 exemptions that are being for the John Deere Classic. Because so what we have is a golfer out of a former golfer Iowa State, Illinois, and then 2 more. So let's see if we can see some prop bets. To miss a cut. Or who's going to bet out of the 6? Who's going to get the best score, type of thing. Doesn't that sound like fun though? We can do something like that.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. We're going to be doing a promotion around the John Deere Classic as well. So I think tying that together would be perfect. So why don't we get lunch next week and we can talk about some of the details.
Sure.
Of what you had in mind.
Yeah, I'd love to do that. Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, so
perfect.
Now I go from the absurd to the realistic part.
Yeah,
of
no,
game,
I like how you played that.
Yeah. So, all right. Anything else coming up? I mean, there are some big events coming up right around the corner. Wimbledon will be right around the corner, so people can get bets in on that. There's just so many things out there on your site that outside of just the normal, like the NBA basketball or Major League Baseball or the MMA, there are, like I said, there's golf out there. You can still do futures on the NCAA golf. You can do pro football futures, which that means who's going to win the division. I mentioned soccer. You've got things as much as up to tennis, international baseball, international basketball, professional bull riding when that's up and going.
Yep, and also, I'm not sure, last week, too, we released week 1 of the NFL. I know you've probably been pretty focused on the high school awards, but and then we also have regular season wins for the Hawkeyes and all of NCAA.
Here's a new one for me. Here's a new one. I just saw at the bottom of this. And again, go navigate the site. Go to EliteSportsbook.com. Go to the app. Download the app. Navigate it. Instead of like scrolling through TikTok or whatever else, go ahead and take a look. But this is new to me. And obviously it shouldn't be something that, perks my interest like, oh my goodness, there happens. But you guys have college baseball lines up too for the College World Series.
Yeah, yep, exactly. We were thinking about offering them, maybe not, but then we had a few requests come in, and also on social media, and then we thought, it's in Omaha. A lot of Iowans really get into it. Iowa didn't make it, obviously this year, but yeah, it's been a popular event, and we're happy to offer lines on that.
These are very, very user-friendly lines, I must say. The ones I'm looking at right now is Texas, which would be the highest seed left in the tournament, is only minus 150, meaning at money line, meaning you only have to put up 150 to win 100, and the 1.5 run line is plus 120. Very user friendly. I like that Texas line. Tennessee one's interesting at minus 155. Obviously, Virginia's got the. I don't know. Did you see the interview with the Virginia pitcher?
No.
I'll send it to you. You're going to lose it. It's probably the second best interview. If it's not the best interview of the year, it's great. I'll send a link to you just when we get off the air sometime today. Vanderbilt in 2 days, NC State and Stanford play, and Arizona Vanderbilt. So not if the College World Baseball Series isn't interesting enough, the lines make it a little bit more interesting as well. Jake, tell everyone where they can follow you guys on social media.
Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Elite Sportsbook.
Anything?
Download the app and or check out the website, whatever your mode of or method is. We have a sign-up bonus that's still rolling. Your first bet is risk-free up to $500, so you can wager up to $500, and if you lose, you'll get up to $500 back in the form of a free bet.
All right, buddy, listen, before I let you go, I want to tell you Happy Father's Day.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks. I appreciate it. You're the first one that had said it. So.
Well, I'm a little early, but I know I'll be able to. I'll talk to you ahead, but I just wanted to put it out there, remind everybody that, this is your first Father's Day, so.
Well, I appreciate it. Happy Father's Day to you as well. I'll actually be in town in LeClaire visiting my family.
Oh, that's
this
great.
weekend. So,
well, enjoy your day. Jake, I'll talk to you soon. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day. We will talk with you real soon.
Yeah, take care, Jay.
Yep, you too. Yep, bye. All right, that's Jake from Elite Sportsbook. We just covered a lot of things, what they got going on. Like you said, July 10th, they got the McGregor rematch. There's all kinds of things, sign-up bonuses that you have going on there. If you're into the U.S. Open, you can still bet who's going to win the U.S. Open. Odds to win are Koepka's one of the favorites. Xander is, John Rahm, Bryson. We're going to talk about Brooks and Bryson when we come back because the U.S. Open, if they are in the final two, it is very, very interesting. We've talked about it in the past, a few weeks ago, when I said Brooks' interview was the best of 2021 until the pitcher from Virginia came in and kind of stole that thunder. But let's talk about Brooks and Bryson and why we want those two to be the final group together on Sunday, because it's good for golf and it's something that's going to make it a lot interesting. We have to take our second break here at Don't Hassle Us for Local, but since we're talking about golf, let me tell you about Hidden Hills in Bettendorf, Iowa, just north of TBK. It's located at 4335 Indiana Avenue. They've got 22 holes. That's right, 22 holes that you can play out there. They've got golf tournaments, and they still have openings for their Father's Day tournament, which is a twosome. It's nice if you can get out there with your son and play golf in the morning or whatever else, but you don't have to be a father-son. You can call out there at 563-332-5616 to get details. Ask for Mike out there, or you can also go to Hidden Hills-Golf on social media across the board. It's Hidden Hills GC at Hidden Hills GC for Hidden Hills Golf. There's all kinds of things they got going on. They've got a 4th of July tournament that you can sign up for now, too. That is a 4-man best ball. Always something going on at Hidden Hills. Always a good time. Beautiful weather out today. Get out, enjoy the fresh air, do some social distancing the fun way with sports and being competitive. We will be back in just a few minutes here. Don't Hassle Us for Local, ESPN 1170 AM.
This is UFC Hall of Famer Pat Miletich. You're listening to Don't Hassle Us. We're local.
So you say you're in the market for a truck or sedan. Maybe your family needs a minivan. Perhaps you just want a little coupe. Well, you can find them all at Weber Auto Group.
PointsBet understands that in sports, it pays to be fast. Download the PointsBet app now and use code Iowa2K to get 2 risk-free bets up to $2,000. When you bet with PointsBet, you get better odds and bigger payouts, all in a fast and reliable sportsbook. With the top promotions and offers in the U.S., earn rewards with every bet placed. Free bets, odds boosters, and risk-free bets are updated daily and ready to maximize your payouts. Bet your way with unique features found only on PointsBet, like parlay boosts, single-game parlays, name a bet, and so much more. So download the app now and sign up with code Iowa2K to get 2 risk-free bets up to $2,000. Plus, with PointsBet, you get fast deposits and fast withdrawals that are always safe and secure. Sign up for PointsBet and start winning today. Time is money, and it pays to be fast. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-BETS-OFF. Download the PointsBet app now and use code Iowa2K to get 2 risk-free bets up to $2,000. PointsBet understands that in sports, it pays to be fast.
Unfiltered. Keyshawn Johnson, Jay Williams, and Zubin Mahente.
Does Aaron Rodgers get moved before the season starts?
The 2 teams in the AFC for me would be the Raiders. And I know they got Carr, but you send Carr back to Green Bay. I know John Gruden he's probably sitting there just trying to figure out how to get that done because he's never satisfied with the quarterback spot. And
never.
Think about it. He tried to get Brett Favre when Brett was 60. So, I mean.
But if you think about it, though, as far as location goes for Aaron Rodgers.
He was Vegas.
Vegas would be, Vegas would be optimal. Obviously, Bay Area, where he's from, like that would have really been.
That's why he was really pushing.
Yeah.
He was really pushing for that San Francisco opportunity because they had a winning team. And the Raiders, maybe he is a guy who can kick them over the top. But those are the 2 teams in the AFC that make sense.
Keyshawn, Jay Will, and Zubin. Mornings on the Quad City Sports Leader, ESPN 1170.
Now at Menards, save big money in your next project with 11% off everything. Get the tool you need to finish your projects with Metabo pneumatic nailers. Choose from our selection of in-stock roofing, framing, or finish nailers. They are quick and easy to use and are now all 11% off. Get 11% off everything at Menards. Good through June 19th. Savings are mail-in rebates. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Save big money at Menards.
Hey, Sarah, how's business?
It's going well. Our clients love our work. I just wish that we could figure out how to grow faster.
I hear you. Is it slow for everyone in your industry right now?
Actually, no. I see competitors all over who seem to be very busy, even though I know my work is better than theirs. I just wish I knew how they were finding new customers. If I could do it too, I know I could beat them.
I had that same challenge until I signed up with Town Square. Now my website is on page 1 of Google, and I'm getting leads every day.
Town Square? Was it expensive?
Not at all. Zero cost to build the site, no nickel and diming, and no contracts. Just a monthly subscription that I can cancel anytime. It's awesome.
Go to mylocalcustomers.com for a free competitive analysis that will show you how the most successful businesses grow and how you can do it too with no risk. Be one of the first to sign up and you'll receive $500 in free advertising on this station. Visit mylocalcustomers.com. That's mylocalcustomers.com.
This is Greeny with Mike Greenberg.
What I am about to tell you is my opinion. It is not a statement of fact. I believe that the 49ers changed their minds on the decision between Mac Jones and Trey Lance somewhere deep into the process. I don't think this was all one big smokescreen. I don't think they got any benefit from doing it. I think they legitimately changed their minds. And as a consequence, they take Trey Lance instead of Mac Jones. I don't know this for certain, but if I had to bet money that mattered to me, I would bet that if Trey Lance had been available at 4, the Falcons would have taken him. That's what I think. I don't know it, but that's what I think. And that would have changed everything. Obviously, the draft falls the way the draft falls because quarterbacks went 1, 2, and 3, but not 4. I think Lance, when all was said and done, was the guy everybody wanted.
Greeny, weekdays 9 till 11 on ESPN 1170.
So you say you're in the market for a truck or sedan. Maybe your family needs a minivan. Perhaps you just want a little coupe. Well, you can find them all at Weber Auto Group.
Get your sports fix while you work. Download our free mobile app and never miss a moment. From the Quad Cities sports leader, ESPN 1170 AM.
We are live here in the Hassel Castle, brought to you by Dunright TV and Security. It's Thursday, June 17th, and today, kind of sports history. I don't know. I usually try to give you some sports history, but today marks the day that on June 17th, 2003, Michael Lewis's award-winning book, Moneyball, The Art of Winning an Unfair Game, was released. This was basically Oakland general manager's Billy Beane's analytical approach to baseball and how they build a team. And Lewis spent the season exploring what would be a revolutionary change in how the game is to this day. And it actually spread more into basketball and a little bit into football before he even made it to baseball as much. And I have the book. I've actually read it. It's when I'm not doing a crossword puzzle in the sauna, it's a book that I take in and kind of catch up on. So I've read it a couple times. So it really got the second biggest push, though, in 2011 when it became a movie starring Brad Pitt. You guys know it went on to get nominated for 6 Oscars, and it's on TNT every once in a while, or if you're streaming some services, you know, you can get some free movies here and there, and it's often on there as well. But it's a decent movie. I like the movie, actually. You can deal a little bit less about the father-daughter aspect of it, or the fact that the game that they lose to the Twins in 2002 was, if you can get over that, it wasn't a night game, it was a day game. It's not something I can get over, but that's all right. Anyway, let's take a look at some scores yesterday around Major League Baseball. The Cardinals beat the Marlins 1-0. Pitchers duel. The White Sox, like I said at the top of the show, went 10 innings in a walk-off, and now the White Sox have the best record in Major League Baseball. Tigers went on the road and beat the Royals 6-5. Brewers lost to the red-hot Cincinnati Reds. I'll get to that in a second. The Colorado Rockies 8-7 at home. Victors over the Padres. Athletics beat the Angels. Nationals over the Pirates. Yankees on the road over the Blue Jays, if you consider that a road game because it was in Buffalo. They won 3-2. Cleveland 8-7 of the Orioles. They're currently playing right now. I think Cleveland is up 2-0. Mets 6-3 over the Cubs. Jacob deGrom left his game on Wednesday night against the Cubs after 3 perfect innings, struck out 8 out of 9 batters. When he did that, when he left, he has lowered his career ERA to 2.496 until he left. Now he's got shoulder soreness. Not a good sign. The guy is a beast. Just a beast. Boston Red Sox 10-8 in a slugfest over the Braves. Astros 8-4 over the Rangers. Giants 13 to the Diamondbacks 7. Sounds like more of a San Francisco 49ers versus the Arizona Cardinals game. Phillies 2-0 over the Dodgers. Your standings right now as they look, the Rays have a 1-game lead over Boston, 7 over the New York Yankees in the AL East. White Sox 4.5 games over Cleveland in the Central. Oakland holds a 2.5-game lead over the Astros in the West. The Mets have a 5-game lead over the Phillies in the East. The Cubs and the Milwaukee Brewers both sit at the top of the AL Central, but the Cincinnati Reds are only 2 games back, 11-2 in their last 15 games. The Cincinnati Reds are. Cardinals are 3 back. Giants still lead the National League West by 2 games over the Dodgers. I just mentioned the hottest teams in the last 15 days. Here's how it goes: Cincinnati 11-2, Oakland 11-2, White Sox 10-3, Astros 9-4, Mets 9-4. Who is not doing very well? The Arizona Diamondbacks. I know on Monday I said the losing streak was at 20-some games, but that's road losing streaks. So they have now 22 road game losses. That ties the longest streak in Major League Baseball history since 1901. The 1963 Mets, I think that was their expansion year. The Philadelphia Athletics 1943. And the Philadelphia Athletics 1916. So it's not since 1963. Kennedy was president at this time, as any Major League Baseball team lost 22 road games in a row, and the Diamondbacks have done that just now. So, like I was saying, that's what's going on. There's plenty of Major League Baseball games going on today. Cleveland and Baltimore are going on right now. Arizona is looking to, Arizona's looking to break that record today. They're on the road right now as well. So we're going to keep our eye on that, see if we're going to have a new Major League record coming up here soon. All right. Come on, other things going on. Oh, I'm sorry. I guess I'll finish out the rest of the slate today. They're at the Giants. They play today at 2:45 our time. The rest are all-night games. Yankees at Toronto. The Cubs at the Mets. Kyle Hendricks on the mound. Marcus Stroman for the Mets. Cardinals and Atlanta begin a series tonight. 6:20 first pitch. White Sox and the Astros. Dylan Cease will be throwing for the White Sox. He's 5-2 on the year, 3.38. Milwaukee and Colorado. Cincinnati goes to San Diego. Detroit at Los Angeles Angels, and the Rays against the Mariners. All right. The U.S. Open's going on, and this is what it's going to be all about. Torrey Pines. It's the first time the U.S. Open's going to be back for Torrey Pines. Phil Mickelson's looking to go back-to-back. Oh, I got a phone call. All right, hold on a second here. Get this up and going. Yo, you're on the air, ESPN 1170 AM.
Hey, this is Adam. How's it going, man?
Yo, Adam. How's it going, my man?
Not bad. How about yourself? Haven't talked to you in a while.
I know. Thanks for giving me a call. I appreciate it. I wanted to talk some sports. What do you got for me?
I got what do you think about this Julio Jones being in Tennessee? Do you think he's going to have a season where he looks like his old self, or do you think it's going to be a flop?
I think I said this before, and I don't think a lot of people like this opinion because of the 17 games, less amount of preseason games and workouts and everything. I think we're going to get to the first month of the season. I think we're going to get used to the basketball term, load management, which means I think if you're smart and you're in Tennessee and you look at the number of plays that Julio Jones has done, let's just say over the past 5 years, because injuries have really taken over maybe 2 out of the last 3, if not more. Let's take a look at snap counts and what he's done, and let's figure it out to limit the number of plays in September so that we can backload them in the week of the if you understand me, the week teens.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at the tweens and the teens. I'm looking at weeks 11 through 17 more importantly than anything else. So I think the earlier in the season you won't hear too much about Julio Jones. It'll be more like ball control and Henry and what they're doing and get it to A.J. Brown. And we also have to take a look at their schedule. But I don't think Julio Jones is going to come right out and start putting up, I think what his average is something like 95.5 per game. I don't think you're going to see that. I think you're going to see around in the mid-60s per game.
No, that's a really good point. I'm glad you brought that up because I was going to ask you a question. With the 17-game schedule, I do believe in the load management. I don't think you're very far off with that. Having said that, what do you think that's going to do this year for fantasy draft? Are guys going to drop because of that, and you're going to have to worry about handcuffs more, or what do you think going that route?
I think that's okay. So every year that you have when we have sleeper teams, or you have guys that you're hearing a lot at training camp and like, oh, he's the sexy pick this year, like Clyde Edwards-Helaire last year, right? That was a sexy pick.
Yep.
So at some point he was going ADP somewhere around like 4.5, which is for a rookie pretty high. I think you're going to have the same thing, but the sexy picks are good. The term is going to be handcuff. So you're going to not only are you going to have your one and two wide receivers and sometimes your slot, your three, but you're going to be looking at who are the guys that are the next best in line. Who are you hearing out of training camp that is really, got good hands and they're relying on him, and he's got a really good relationship with Kyler Murray, even though he's not on the starting team. You're going to have to look for that, and maybe from there it's going to be lottery picks of handcuffs is what it's going to be. That's the way I think.
Yeah, I think it's going to be real interesting. I think it could make it a lot more fun instead of, always going after you're obviously going to go after your top picks, but you're going to think about it a little bit more before you pull that trigger.
Yeah, and I think there's going to be, as far as like your streaming goes, when you're looking for those handcuff guys, you're going to start looking a lot at what defenses your passing, your quarterback, your wide receivers are playing, or that the ones you're picking up on waiver wires, because if they're not good against the pass, then you're going to say, well, I'm going to take a flyer on this guy because it is some of my receivers are on bye weeks, and I know that he's been seeing anywhere from 4 balls a game. Let's just say he's got 6 targets with 4 receptions a game. Well, you never know if that turns into 6 or more because of load management.
Right. Mm-hmm. You're spot on that. Hey, I don't know if you guys talked about this yet or not, but it's been something that's been grinding my gears. I kind of caught Troy the other day and told him about it. The new Space Jam movie, have you seen the promos for that?
He talked just briefly about it. I did see something a little bit, and I don't know if it's in there, but Bugs called LeBron the GOAT?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The title of the thing is The Bunny and the Goat, and it's like, no, I don't want to hear that.
No.
Then I start thinking. Then you start thinking, okay, is it just my old age, and is it my gender, or not gender, but my genre biased? Like I grew up with Michael Jordan, and he is the GOAT. Where my old man might be like, no, dude, Wilt was the man. Like you don't know. So is that kind of where I'm at now? Am I that old guy that is telling him, get off my yard?
There's no problem with the argument. And I don't think there's any end of the argument. And I maybe it is a genre thing. I don't think it's the old man thing. You've got too much. There's just too many sides, because I can do the pros and cons for both, I believe. I've always kind of just sat out in the middle of it. But when you're 6 for 6 in the NBA Finals, and you just got done doing something like The Last Dance, and you just opened your eyes to, let's just say, kids that are 10 to 14 that have been watching LeBron every year in the finals. So let's just say 10 to even open up to 17. And since they were 7 years old, they'd known LeBron James, and that's about it, and only heard stories about Michael Jordan. But now they got to watch The Last Dance when there's no COVID. I just think the whole argument is now flipped even more towards Michael Jordan, because the younger fans are just like, no, it's Michael Jordan. He's 6 for 6 in the finals. Now, LeBron, he's got losses, but he blames the other thing too. Jordan just made everybody better if they lost or anything. He said, you have to do better. And you even have LeBron going after on Twitter about all the injuries in the NBA and saying, see, I told you so. So I'll get back to your question, but I also am bringing this to the LeBron thing. I don't really like what LeBron did on Twitter to say, I told you, NBA, look at all these injuries that are happening, and it's because you went from the COVID year straight into a season. You didn't back it up. Fair, I can see that. But what about those Olympic years? Those Olympic years, if you look at those guys on all of those rosters, every single one of them from 92 and 96 all the way up, you look at those Olympic years, every single one of them posted better numbers after their Olympic, if they were on the Olympic team, because they got their legs underneath them, they played longer and whatnot. So you can't use that as an excuse to be like, well, my team's not in it because of injuries, because of the COVID, we did this. But then you look at, you have those every 4-year things, and it worked out that way. So it doesn't, that's what I don't like about LeBron's statement. He belongs on the Mount Rushmore. How's that? And I don't know why you can't just stop the argument there and just be like, he's on the Mount Rushmore, and let's just argue the last two. and then you can go from there. Because, it's funny you mention it. We have a friend of the show, Erickson, who put something on Facebook today. Have you seen the Madden cover?
No, I've been reading about it, but I haven't seen the Madden cover yet.
So the Madden cover MVP edition is what you said, the GOATs. It's what the past and the present. Well, not even the past. We're present and present and future. It's Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes on it. Well, Erickson isn't wrong. I don't see current MVP Aaron Rodgers on it, and it's
right.
It's tough to do. It's tough to give Patrick Mahomes the MVP edition, quote unquote, handing off to the next person. And there's a nice ESPN article. It's rather long about it and everything else about them and during the photo shoot. But he's not wrong. But Aaron Rodgers kind of putting himself in his own thing where he can't really be in a jersey right now. So I don't blame Madden at all. But I'll watch Space Jam. It was about a year ago that I dissected Space Jam for the first time because I watched it for the first time during quarantine with my kid. I thought the first one was terrible, and I'll watch the other one only because it's going to be free on HBO Max, but I can't imagine it's going to be any good.
No. No, I'm that whole cover deal, he's right. Aaron Rodgers probably has a better resume, but it's kind of like what we just talked about with LeBron. The kid's young.
Mm-hmm.
He's got 2 Super Bowl appearances already, right?
Yeah.
Or just the one?
No, he's got 2. Yeah, back to back.
He's got 2. So he's got the 2. Yeah, so he's got the 2 Super Bowl appearances. Being at his age, that's tough to do. There's no real other quarterback out there that's done that, and it doesn't look like they're going to slow down anytime soon.
No, not at all.
And then with the Aaron Rodgers, I think he's just killing his own stock right now with the games being played. I don't think he's in the wrong for wanting to do what he wants to do, but at the same time, I think he's going about it the wrong way. I think that, he is very talented. He's going to, there's so many people out there that if you listen to Talking Heads, they say, he could take any, division contender and make them a Super Bowl contender.
Mm-hmm.
Just by getting on their team.
Okay.
So that shows that he's got the talent to do that. So, if he was to handle things better and you kind of not only question him, but you question his people around him, like saying, hey, maybe we shouldn't go out and say this. Maybe we should say this, or maybe we should, go this route. And I don't know, maybe I'm thinking of it naive, but I just feel like the whole deal is getting not overplayed, but it's getting he said, she said too much.
Okay, now I think both sides. Somebody should say, "Hey, let's dial it back a little bit." And I think Aaron really plays a lot of it to the cuff. But I think that general manager, when he comes out once a week and has a question and answering thing, this was like 2 weeks ago when he took it to another level, a question that really wasn't even a question. And he said, "Well, the Aaron situation is we're trying to keep it in house." And now the other one was he's an interesting fella. But the thing about Aaron Rodgers is, when he says these things or that he's unhappy or whatever else, he should have voiced these things before he signed the extension. Because right now, and I'm sure the talking heads that you've heard it before, but I do believe in this. The collective bargaining agreement is there for a reason, and it's to stop situations like this for holdout to demand a trade. And it's basically the Packers are in the driver's seat right now. They can just sit there and say, fine, retire, and then pay us your money, and then you can go sign with somebody else. And he might be able to do it, but he'd have to retire and then unretire after a year, and he could sign a free agent deal. I don't really know how much more there is to it, unless they think they want to get something for him now. But the CBA is there for a reason in the NFL, and it is just not so that they don't turn into the NBA, that people can hold out.
Right.
It is the way it is, and the players signed it. The union signed it. They wanted it that way, and the NFL owners wanted it that way. So, it's just it gives talk. Daily talk, sports talk radio, but again, it's almost to a nauseating degree. So I don't know. I hope he goes somewhere, but I hope both parties are happy out of it. I hope that Green Bay gets something out of it, but I don't know what it is they're expecting to get.
Yeah, I just don't, maybe I don't know. Of course, I don't know the front office enough, but like if you have someone that is doing what Aaron's doing and being a generation talent that he is, wouldn't you want to capitalize on getting him out of there and getting something for him rather than, having someone that's unhappy, maybe being toxic in the locker room, maybe not, directly to teammates, but other teammates seeing what's going on the outside looking in. Like, to me, if I was, running the Packers show, I'd be like, okay, you're not happy, play this year, we'll get you out next year, okay? We'll find a trade for you. Come to a conclusion like that and then move on from the situation.
Well,
because,
okay.
They might not be wrong by having, Love in the back seat ready to go. I don't think he's the guy you're looking for, but I do think Aaron is getting up there in age, and I don't think he can pull off what Tom Brady's been able to pull off unless he gets to a team that surrounds him with talent like they did with Tom Brady. So is that like if he goes to the 49ers, does he get another 4 or 5 years off his 4 or 5 more years of playing? But if he goes to somewhere where Denver, where I've been hearing where he's going to end up going, where they're in the hot seat or the best chance to get him, I don't see him lasting more than 2 years in Denver just due to, pieces around him that he would have. So I guess I'd look at it that way. Like, okay, hey, is Denver going to give me what I want for Aaron Rodgers? And now I got the best deal out of it, and I'm not guaranteeing that, Aaron Rodgers is going to play for another 2 years.
Well, it depends on what you give up. It also is a matter of, we don't know if Green Bay last year at the end of last year said, hey, okay, we don't know if going into 2019 Green Bay said, hey, we're going to do this for you. And he said, okay. And we've said it before, you look at the end of it's the 2019 year, but the 2020 NFC Championship and his post-game conference where he's like, we're going to come back better. We're going to learn from this loss. They lost to the Giants in the NFC Championship. And he said, I believe in this team. We're going to come back better. We're going to learn from this. We're not going away. And to the post-conference of the loss in the 2021 NFC Championship where he just says, I don't know what the future holds. So we don't know if the front office before said, hey, we're going to do this for you, and then they go ahead and draft Jordan Love, and he's like, what? And Aaron Rodgers, to me, and Packer fans can tell me otherwise or whatever else they can put on the Heritage Pub Facebook comment thread, he doesn't really look like he's a rah-rah guy out in the field. He leads by example, and that's really about it. So I don't really think he's got close relationships in the clubhouse with I don't, even though he's throwing $1 million out to local businesses, you don't read things where he's taking his linemen out to prime rib dinners after a win. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yep. Nope. 100% agree.
Yeah. So I just, if you're right, if you're the Packers, get something for him, move on. It's just it's two sides acknowledging a divorce, one asking for it and the other one just being like, but I don't want to get divorced. I know you want to get divorced, but I don't want to. And really, I think, even though the Packers are in the complete right because of the collective bargaining agreement, the smart thing to do, the good thing to do, is to just try to move on. If you made if you made that pick in Jordan Love, why does it take you 2 years to develop him? And I know you can say the same thing about Aaron Rodgers, but it's a different front office. So Aaron Rodgers when he was behind Brett Favre, it's a different game now too, though. After 15 years. It's fine that Patrick Mahomes sat out for 1 year, but it is a different game. These kids are coming in playing travel 7-on-7 skeleton football starting at the age of 13, and now they're ready to read NFL playbooks by the time they're 21.
Yeah. I mean, half these 18-year-old kids are learning NFL-style playbooks when they get into school in the college, when they get picked up. So, yeah, I agree with you 100%. About the whole why are you letting him sit for so long? It isn't the same game. You're 100% right on that. And I think the Packers, from my view from the outside looking in, from Packer friends that I have, is that it seems to me like all those guys are old traditional type guys. Like, hey, run the ball, pound it down your throat, like NFC type style football.
Mm-hmm.
At the same time, they still have the same logic with, draft. You don't have to draft a quarterback because you got a good one. Well, what are you going to do? You got to plan for the future. And then when you do draft one, be ready to use them, not just let them sit back there and learn per se. You got to have a guy ready to go. I mean, look what Cleveland did. Cleveland grabbed Baker Mayfield. I wasn't huge on Baker Mayfield, but he proved me wrong. I mean, he came around. They built a team around him, and they're going to be a big contender this year in their division. They still got to worry about Baltimore, but
I do wonder about the validity of Jordan Love, because if you're Jordan Love's agent, you should put pressure on the front office to be like, he needs to play. You're wasting his rookie year right now. He's in a rookie year contract. It's team friendly, and he needs to play or else trade him. We've seen players get traded after 1 year. We've seen Arizona draft back-to-back quarterbacks. We've seen Drew Rosen be traded after 1 year. It's okay to trade your draft pick. But I wonder about the validity if there's no teams answering that phone call. If the Packers are like, hey, we don't want to lose Aaron, but we want to make him happy. We got Blake Bortles as a backup. Hey, do you want Jordan Love? No. What? But we drafted him in the first round. We know you did, but we don't want him. I worry about the validity of Jordan Love.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think that he's already lost. Every day he sits on the bench, and every day he doesn't get a chance to show what he's got, he's losing stock in himself. And I really don't see any team out there that wants to go after him. I mean, any team that was in need of a quarterback, other than Atlanta, because Atlanta's a different situation, they went after their quarterback. And I think there was a lot of strong quarterbacks coming out of this last draft. So it's going to be real interesting to see how they, number one, play out. And if they do play out well and they have good seasons, maybe not like division champion seasons, but at least, 500 or better winning records, does any team want to trade for a quarterback anymore? Because you've got all your quarterbacks, plus you got the draft coming up. So, I mean, like you said, yeah, if Jordan Love isn't getting any playing time or getting any exposure, his draft is going to become, another Matt Leinart. He's not going to end up in the NFL.
Yeah, and actually Erickson is on the Heritage Pub Facebook comment thread right now, and he said the word from OTAs is that Love looks like poopy. We'll say he's not ready. Bortles will start if there is no Aaron, but he does say that Aaron Rodgers. He also says that Rodgers never verbally said he wanted to be traded. Until I hear him say that, that's what Erickson says. I'm confident he'll suit up for the green and gold this year. The thing is also there is no better NFL quarterback than Aaron Rodgers in FU mode, and if you can get another year out of it, and he's just going to say, I'm just going to I don't care about the front office, fine, I'll play. I'm going to take my money, and I'm not going to sign any extension, and eventually I'll go somewhere free agent or whatnot. There's still no one better. And the thing is I like watching FU mode Aaron Rodgers. I really do. And if you're every NFC Central team, you're hoping that he gets traded out of there or that he is forced to retirement. And if you're every NFC Central team, you do not want to see FU Aaron Rodgers in FU mode at all. Not one bit.
No, you're 100% right. Yeah, I agree with you on that. And with that, with talking about all these rookie quarterbacks and everything, what do you think about the Fields in Chicago and all the reports with him? Do you think those are buffaloed reports, or do you think they really, truly think that he's good to go and is going to lead that team eventually?
Well, all right. I mean, if you're a Bear fan, you want to see him go from jump, I guess. What did I always say? It was like week 4, week 5 you would start. I think week 4 is their bye. Something like that. I think you start off with a couple tough games. I'm not going to pull their schedule. I know week 2 or 3 is the Andy Dalton revenge game against the Bengals, which really isn't one. If you're Andy Dalton and you're told when you signed the 1-year, $10 million deal that you're QB1, and the Bears went out and made a Twitter post that says QB1 with your Bears jersey on you, Dalton's not going to be too happy, but it doesn't matter what Dalton does. It doesn't matter if he leads them to a week 1 victory. The moment he goes 3 and out or has a 3-pick game, they're going to call for Fields. If he's ready to go. That's the way this league works. I mean, you even heard interviews earlier this week with Shanahan out of 49ers. He hasn't rolled out starting Trey Lance first week 1, and that's not his MO usually. He made Garoppolo set out for an entire month when he traded for him before he let him take over. So we just mentioned it, though. It's a different league. These kids are ready. That's why you can't bet against Trevor Lawrence right now on the over-under. I mean, I don't think winning the AFC East is a possibility, but don't bet the under on him just yet. This is a kid who came in as a true freshman and won the national title against Alabama. The kid's been doing it since jump. Like we said, they're traveling around the country. They don't feel the same pressure that we are used to, that we're used to seeing. So they don't need to get acclimated so much. It's the lifestyle that they are. But they were right now with the way the media treats you, and when you're at programs like Alabama, Clemson, Ohio State, you're used to the media in your face and the hype all around you. So it doesn't you don't suffocate from it. How's that? So back to what you're saying, if Fields goes jump, I'm fine with it. I think I might have lost Adam. I want to thank Adam for the phone call. though.
Nope.
Okay,
I'm
sorry.
still here. Sorry.
Okay.
No, my cheek hit the mute button. I'm
No.
sorry. I was talking and
Yeah.
no, I was saying that I agree with you on Dalton starting the season, and you're right. As soon as he shows some kind of struggle or if he is limping for some reason, he's coming out, and Justin Fields is going to start leading that team. And with social media out there now and everything, you're right. There is a lot more accessibility to these younger players and to get in their so-called cage in their mental state, And these, like you said, those guys have been handling it since, age of 18. It's some of them even earlier, in high school, being the top recruit.
Here's what it is. This is what I said. Or I know I said this earlier in the year, and then Serge and I talked about it, and you said it on the air as well. Week 4 should be the highlighted, the first week in October for Justin Fields, meaning you're at the Rams. It's a night game. It's in L.A. Rams are one of the favorites to win the West. Should maybe favorite to make it to the NFC Championship game. We'll kind of chalk that up as lost. Then you got week 2 at home against the Bengals. Let Andy Dalton do his thing. Hopefully you survive that game. And then you go to the Browns. So 2 out of the 3 are tough games. But then you've got the Lions, and you're at the Raiders, and then, of course, the Packers. It's going to be tough. But start them off with the Lions. Lions are not going to be very good. I still say week 4. Just iron out some things. Let them get in on some plays second half. Let the rumblings come. Let everyone say on Twitter, the Bears fans, that he's the best. He should be starting, and start him week 4. I think it's an easy play.
Yeah. Hey, I want to shift it real quick to baseball for you because Schwarber hitting the home runs for Washington. Man, that is weird to watch.
Yeah.
I watched that the other day, and I was like, holy smokes, he's still got some pop in him. He's one of those guys that I would love to go hang out with at the bar, after a game. To me, he's one of those lovable guys that I'm going to pull for the rest of his career. And it was good to see him, having the hit streak he's having right now in Washington, but just weird to see him in a different uniform like that.
Yeah, I mean, I understand the love for him and everything because you have the 2016 season and everything else, but it's not like Schwartz was the exact face of it, but he was part of that group, and I'm sure that is tough, but yeah, it was bound to happen. And I'm just telling you, just switch it over to wisdom. You'll forget about Schwarber soon.
Sounds good. I ain't even a Cubs fan, so that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah. So
no, but yeah, the Cubs are looking good right now. They're actually starting lineups hitting pretty decent. I forgot. I thought it was something like 2-something right now.
Yeah, except for last night when they were getting perfect through 3 till DeGrom had to leave. So that was a tough one.
Yeah.
I mean, well, you
didn't catch last night. Maybe I should watch all of them before I.
No. It's Jacob DeGrom. Right now, he's doing something that hasn't been done in the longest time. I mean, he's just left with shoulder soreness, but his career ERA is at 2.496 now. And it's only 2 other people that have done that through 150-plus innings in their career. It's Tom Seaver and Clayton Kershaw. So he's in a really rare form, but he left after that, and the Cubs started hitting the ball just a little bit, but they ended up losing. Yeah, so Schwarber right now. Go on, yeah.
Did you see that they named the Little League World Series after Hall of Fame players, the divisions?
No, I didn't.
Tom Seaver, and that reminded me of that. Yeah, so the boys baseball, the 2 divisions, is going to be Lou Gehrig and Tom Savers.
Oh, good.
So I thought that was really cool. And then the softball Little League game is going to be Jenny Fitch and Marissa Massaro or something like that. She was the third baseman for the same team. But, yeah, I thought that was really cool that they're naming them after players now.
That is good because, that's that way – It just brings a little bit of the history to the game and gets the kids interested as well. Besides the guys that are just hitting the ball all over the place right now. And there's a good thing. Have you seen anything from yesterday about the MLB baseball analyst and his Twitter?
No.
All right. You're on Twitter, aren't you?
Yeah.
All right. I want you to go to the Ace of Spader, and it's at the Ace of Spader, And before I let you go, I'll just take it through because I was going to talk about it anyway. I want to talk. I want you to listen to this. He just went off yesterday, about 24 hours ago. Spader is he's a former Marine. He's reported on Major League Baseball for NBC Sports and Sporting News. He's been on radio, podcasts, and television programs like High Heat, MLB Now, and MLB Network. So he went crazy yesterday on Twitter, and he said he can't have enough. And here's his basically kind of like just a thread of tweets. Okay, so you could stop anytime. You can stop me if you want to, or I'll just keep going. All right. So he says everything that I'm about to say was verified by more than one player. I do not mean to burn anyone, and I love baseball. I've just had enough of this BS. But he didn't say BS. All right. First things first. The Royals were the first team with a full analytics and video department close by their dugout, doing so in 2015, their World Series championship year. How they used it, I don't know. So they had a full analytics and video department that was right by their dugout. That's one. Comes back with another one. The Yankees had cameras in The Yankees had cameras in left, meaning left field, center field, and right, all pointing at the pitcher's glove rather than the catcher to pick up his grip. Aaron Judge, 2007. So going forward with the cameras at Yankee Stadium, Aaron Judge, 2017 and 18, home batting average. Here's the slash lines: 312, 440, 725. So that's 312 batting average, 440 on base percentage, 725 slugging. Aaron Judge, 2017 18, road slash lines: 256, 404, 531.
Wow.
Yep. All right.
Wow.
Let's go. Keep going. Here we go. The Dodgers had an employee who was caught setting up cameras at Minute Maid Park wearing an MLB polo shirt when he should have been wearing a Dodgers polo during the 2017 World Series. Now, the Houston Astros won the World Series that year, and the Dodgers, but that's not part of the banging scheme, and the Dodgers were very upset about that, and they've been vocal on Twitter about them when they came out. So they had an employee who was caught setting up cameras at Minute Maid Park wearing an MLB polo when he should have been wearing a Dodgers polo during the 2017 World Series. This one makes me laugh because a long time ago, before we had a show but we had podcasts, the group of us on tweets, we used to do hashtag Chase Utley tweets, and we would make fun of him. But it says from Spader, it says, "This one hurts to say, my favorite player ever," and the quote is, "Chase Utley was the biggest cheater of all time." That's from multiple people within Major League Baseball is regurgitating that over and over again, that Chase Utley was the biggest cheater of all time. Keep in mind, he was on the Dodgers, too.
Right. Huh.
Here's an insane one for you. He says, I've heard this from multiple players. Adrian Beltre had a buddy with binoculars in dead center who would wave a wife beater, and a white undershirt, we know what a wife beater is, if he was getting something off speed in 2017.
And that was one of his best years, too. Holy
Let me give you the 2017 slash lines home and away for Adrian Beltre. 362, 440, 586. Away, 271, 333, 489.
Oh, my God. That's insane. That's better than Judge. I mean, Judge blew my mind, and then that one comes along and just totally freaking lays me on the floor. That's insane. How can other people not pick up on that?
I don't know. Here's the other one. The Astros sign stealing method all came from Beltran, New York, and Texas. So they did from whatever players they got from the New York Yankees and maybe the Mets, Texas Rangers, and Carlos Beltran. And obviously he's been blacklisted from ever being a manager again. This one does not surprise me at all, but he does say he does not have a time frame on this. The D-backs use humidor balls when pitching and non-humidor balls when batting at home. Makes sense to me.
Yeah.
This one's about my Twins, and it comes from a player who asked to remain nameless. The Twins at the Metrodome would open right field doors, creating suction when the Twins batted, then close them when opponents hit.
Now, I could see how that could be. Okay, that one I got a little problem with because you still got to get the ball in the air. I mean, you still got to hit the ball, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's funny. I like it, but at the same time, you still got to have some talent to get the ball in the air to be able to have any kind of effect with that.
Yeah. Let's see. So So let's see. Just go to at the Ace of Spader, and you can read some of this. And so, and he goes on more because he actually defends himself when someone says something. He does blast Aaron Judge again. He compares Jose Altuve's home and road, the home and road splits to Aaron Judge's home and road splits, which is, Jose Altuve's numbers were actually better on the road. So, yeah, and then he talks about being banned from the Baseball Writers Association of America because someone said, your sources, blah blah blah, and that he just kind of clapping back at someone who says that he doesn't really know what he's talking about. The guy's verified on Twitter. All the stuff is legit. It's pretty interesting reading, and it's when in the middle of all this thing with pitching and everything else, baseball's kind of cracking down, but they let all this stuff happen for a long time, and I think that's why he's trying to get to it is like it's just transparent that baseball doesn't like that it's there's all these no hitters in the season and but when the ball's carrying and all these other things, it's okay for baseball to do these things for teams just blatantly cheat. So
yeah, and that's just the way baseball's always been. Throughout the whole history of Major League Baseball. I think I've heard you say it before, and I've heard Troy say it before too. It's not cheating until you get caught.
Mm-hmm.
And these teams are doing it, and who knows? They've probably already got new methods now that we're not even thinking about that they're using, and we won't find out till another 5 to 7 years. Till someone decides to blow the whistle again. But when there's that much money out there on the line, these guys are willing to do it. Steroid era, you've seen what happened with that. Why wouldn't you take steroids to be able to get, another $100,000 added to your check?
Yeah.
It's just one of those deals that, it's just like football. There's guys that hold, there's guys that Vaseline their jerseys, they do other things like that just so that they don't get blocked or, you hear all these like little dirty tricks, but there's nothing wrong with them until they get caught.
So, and like I said,
I kind of want to applaud them. I kind of want to applaud them in a way, but at the same time, you got to wonder, like, okay, you got all these MLB officials, that are supposed to be watching this stuff, and you hear about analytics in the game all the time. Why, in my mind, isn't there someone watching these batting averages home and away? I don't care who you are and what kind of home field advantage you think you're getting. There's no way you should have that much of a jump like Aaron Judge did for home and away.
Yeah.
There should have been a red flag thrown up a long time ago for that.
Before I let you go here, I just pulled him up, and it is about, because he thinks that the sticky stuff with the gloves and the hats, it's just trying to find fall guys so the MLB doesn't look like they were doing on purpose. But he did within the last couple of hours say on Twitter, something I want to be made very clear. I blame no players or teams. I blame Major League Baseball for constantly enabling and skirting any responsibility in every scandal that is brought to their doorstep. Now, just recently he wrote, and this is weird because he wrote this within the last hour, and I think it's more like tongue-in-cheek, like, yeah, whatever. It says, I deeply regret everything that I said. It has turned my life upside down. It was a mistake, and I should not have reported on unfounded allegations. I sincerely apologize to all those it impacted. It should not have happened, and it will not happen again. Stick to stats was his last thing. So I think that's the thing right there. The last one is, I'm not going to say this anymore. We're going to stick to stats. So,
yeah. And you're right, and he's right. Well, he's right by saying that MLB does skirt everything until it becomes an issue, till there's someone out there that cries wolf. Hey, why are they getting an advantage when we don't? Oh yeah, I guess you're right. They do have an advantage.
Yeah.
Let's investigate this.
Awesome.
Well, you guys knew about it for like a year and a half. Come on now.
Absolutely, Adam. Thank you so much for the phone call. It was a great conversation.
Yeah.
I got to take a break though.
Anytime, man.
Awesome, buddy.
Awesome. You have a great rest of the day. I appreciate it.
Yep. Talk to you soon, Ben. I'll talk to you soon. Thanks. Bye. All right, that's Adam, friend of the show. That was a good conversation. I went from anywhere from the NFL to talking about Major League Baseball and what's going on with the sticky stuff that they say, so forth. That starting next Monday they're going to start suspending players. And oddly enough, you start seeing a lot of pitchers that are going on the DL ever since, and big name pitchers that are going on the IL, I guess I should say, since they made the announcement that starting next Monday they're going to start suspending players for 10 games and if they find any substance in their glove or their hat. So, and we pointed out that the batting averages have jumped since they first made their original, threat of, hey, we're gonna take your hat and glove if we see anything out there. So, and they kind of stopped it a little bit. The ball changes; it gets lofted a little bit more in the summertime. I understand that, but the batting average has gone up 11 points since June. No, it was 3 weeks ago. Yeah, since June 3rd. Sorry, not 3 weeks ago. Since June 3rd. So few days. It's only a handful of days and some change, roughly 2 weeks. But that's a lot of at-bats in those 2 weeks. So all right, we'll be right back. We got to take a first break. We haven't had a break the entire hour, thanks to Adam in that phone call. Don't House Local, ESPN 1170 AM.
The Rock says he's going to make your Rudy Poo candy ass famous.
You like that? You like that?
Give me a hell yeah. I said give me a hell yeah.
This is WQAD's Matt Randazzo, and you're listening to Don't Hassle Us, We're Local.
On Saturday, August 21st, over 100 courageous people are rappelling down 11 stories at the Hotel Blackhawk to raise money for Big Brothers Big Sisters.
I'm Matt Ostrom from Active Endeavors. You can help kids in the Quad Cities by supporting an Edger today.
Register as an individual or grab a friend and sign up as a daring duo. Help ignite potential in Quad City kids. For more information, go to overtheedgeqc.org.
Find a friend and go over the edge.
For homemade style, made from scratch everyday Mexican food, go to Nally's Kitchen. Handmade tortillas, gorditas, guaraches, guisados, guacamole, freshly made salsas, 1-pound burritos, and so much more. Dine in or pick up at Nally's Kitchen on Rockingham and Division and their new location on East 53rd Street in Davenport next to Shell. Find them on Facebook for daily specials. Nally's Kitchen, old-fashioned Mexican food, Rockingham and Division, and now East 53rd Street in Davenport. Call or order online at nallyskitchen.com.
This is Will at Dolan Jewelers telling you it's a great time to find the perfect engagement ring. We have a 1-carat diamond ring for $29.99. That's right, a 1-carat for just $29.99. Take advantage of our interest-free financing, and now that same ring is only $125 a month. We'll make it fun, fast, and easy with a selection of the most popular styles and diamonds. Visit us on Elmore Avenue in Davenport or dolanjewelers.com.
Your legacy is important. Preparing your final wishes is a lasting gift to family and friends. Lock in and guarantee today's prices while alleviating the burden on your loved ones. Whelan Presley's pre-arrangement policies are guaranteed to be there when needed. You can even begin the pre-arranging process from home. Log on to whelanpresley.com or contact us to get started. Trusted over 130 years, Whelan Presley Funeral Home and Crematory.
We would be honored and privileged to serve you.
You're right on par in your M&M golf car.
M&M Golf Cars, your authorized club car dealer, invites you to check out the new Onward by Club Car. Onward's all new accessories personalize nearly every detail to fit your lifestyle. Customize yours at mmgolfcars.com. 1.99% financing for 48 months through the end of the month.
You're right on par in your M&M golf car. M&M golf car.
M&M Golf Cars, Bettendorf.
When booking your next tee time, hitting a bucket of balls, or looking for a quick bite to eat, make Palmer Hills Golf Course and Grill in Bettendorf your first choice. 18 rolling holes that challenge the beginner up to the avid player. Visit Palmer Hills' fully stocked pro shop for clubs, clothing, or anything golf. After your round, relax in the Palmer Grill, featuring daily lunch specials. And now open The Forge at Palmer Hills, a unique 18-hole putting experience. Visit PalmerHillsGolf.com or download the free Palmer Hills app. Tee it up today.
Hi, I'm Mike Ham with NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network. First overall pick, Trevor Lawrence has been impressing his new Jacksonville teammates so far at Jags OTAs and minicamp, but that doesn't mean he'll be handed the starting job. On Wednesday, Jags assistant coach Brian Schottenheimer said the team won't be naming their starting QB anytime soon. Jets owner Woody Johnson seems to be a big fan of the second overall pick, Zach Wilson. After watching the QB and the team at minicamp, Johnson said, quote, "I couldn't be more excited." Former Jet and current Panthers receiver Robbie Anderson says Sam Darnold seems happier in Carolina, adding of the quarterback, quote, "I saw a new energy out of him, a glowing charisma that I didn't really see in New York." And after watching Chargers minicamp Wednesday, Drew Brees said of quarterback Justin Herbert, his physical tools are as good as anybody I've ever seen. High praise from a future Hall of Famer. This has been NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network.
For the ones who get going when the going gets tough, and the ones who know we're tougher together. For the Pathfinders breaking new ground. Grainger offers supplies and solutions for every industry, as well as fast access to experts and 24/7 customer support. Because we know you have people depending on you, so you can always depend on us. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Napa know-how.
Some things just go better together, like a 5-quart jug of Napa full synthetic motor oil and a platinum filter for $26.48. It's like bacon and eggs, hot dogs and mustard, or Joni and Chachi. Ask your dad about it. That's Napa full synthetic and a platinum filter for $26.48. Quality parts, helpful people. That's Napa know-how.
Napa know-how.
General States pricing. Sales prices not include applicable state, local taxes, or recycling fees. Offer ends 6/30/21.
From the Vegas Gaming Cafe, this is the Quad City sports leader, ESPN 1170 AM, KBLB Davenport, a Town Square media station.
You're listening to Don't House Us for Local here on ESPN 1170 AM. I want to thank Adam for calling in and talking with me about a little, anything from the NFL to we were talking about the baseball stuff that's going on, and it's a little crazy on Twitter world. I don't really know if Spader is backpedaling or not. It's never a good look in baseball. You never backpedal in baseball because once you start to backpedal, the ball plays you. So that's not a good thing, I would assume. But we need to, just follow it a little bit more and see what's going to happen. Before we do that, I want to remind everyone that you've heard Luke on the air and seen Dave on our show, Don't House Us Local, and we are happy to have Martin Family and Cosmetic Dentistry as a new sponsor on the show. Martin Family and Cosmetic Dentistry's goal is to help everybody have a positive dental experience, and that starts with their youngest patients at their very first dental appointment. The office is kid-friendly and designed to be comfortable for all ages. There is a designated kids area, and the entire staff is very experienced and comfortable with children of all ages. For the adult hassle maniacs, Martin Family Dentistry will take care of all your dental needs, from your first cleaning to all restorative work. They have a relaxed environment to help you be as comfortable as possible at a place you like to visit. Check out their webpage at martinfamilydds.com and visit the before and after photos for whitening, and also read the testimonials from very satisfied patients. Plus, don't forget to like and follow their Facebook page as well. Call Martin Family and Cosmetic Dentistry today at 563-355-6626 to set up your appointment today. All right, on the break, I was trying to look up our DFS, see how we're doing for the U.S. Open. The U.S. Open, I think, is about as interesting as it has been for any type of major that you could have in a while. And that is because, one, it's back at Torrey Pines, and it hasn't been there since 2008 when Tiger won back-to-back, and lefties trying to go back-to-back. Phil Mickelson trying to go back-to-back majors. When I say, that's what I meant to say, back-to-back majors, not back-to-back U.S. Open wins. So he is the betting, he's not the Vegas odds favorite. How's that? But he is being bet on very heavily in as far as the gambling world goes. So let's see here. Take a look at some of it. If I have the numbers in there. Some of the things, Phil Mickelson is getting the most action. It reads, it is considered a 7-figure liability for Vegas if Phil Mickelson wins, because he is at plus 5,000. So that's per bet MGM. That if Mickelson is getting the majority action at plus 5,000. It's in his backyard. He lives in San Diego. We were talking about on Monday, and Mike was saying it, and so was T-Roy. He's living a very relaxed life. The most important thing, though, is two men that represent 3 out of the last 4 victories at the U.S. Open. Bryson won last year, and Brooks won in 2017 and 2018. He's your last back-to-back champion. They're not the only ones out there that are very good, though. The field is comprised of 156 golfers, including 9 amateurs, and all 9 winners of the U.S. Open since 2011. Jon Rahm is your favorite. Dustin Johnson and Brooks Koepka are both at plus 1,600. So, the story really is Brooks and Bryson. They've won 3 of the last 4 U.S. Opens, like I said, but it's more about their feud, which reached heights last month when a video of Koepka went viral. The drama is for real. I know it's been pointed out before. I think Erickson talked to us about it, and there's other things. It started at the Liberty National when, a few years ago, Bryson was taking his time on the course, on the putting green, and every time it's his turn, he's going through, it's the mad scientist. He's the guy that, he looks at every angle. He's also the guy that all of his clubs are the same length except for his 3-wood and his driver. And he takes some time, and you can even hear clips of the announcers just talking about it. And after one of the rounds, Brooks said something in an interview and said, that he should probably, when he approaches the green, he should probably start looking over all of his notes and everything while he's waiting his turn, not start doing it when it is his turn. And kind of said something to the point like, he does that when I'm playing, I'm just going to play through or speed him up or whatnot. And this is at Liberty National a few years ago. And then what happened was the next day, they're getting at the driving range, and Bryson said something to Brooks's caddy, and I forget his last name. I know his first name is Ricky, and he's basically, I'm paraphrasing, but said, "Hey man, if your boy's got something to say to me, say it to my face." So when Brooks comes up, the caddy is like, "All right, let's see what happens here," and he says, "Hey, Bryson just said to me, if your boy's got something to say," and supposedly he couldn't even finish saying it, and Bryson went up to him and told him where he can stick it and whatnot. So the following couple weeks later, on a on a golf show, I don't know if it was a podcast or not, they have a mutual friend. His name is Michael Collins. He actually covers for ESPN Plus. It's pretty good. He's a pretty good guy. He started off as a comedian. He's a good dude. He knows them both, and he had him on the show, and they were he was almost trying to make it peaceful. And they were talking, and it was just kind of like, where's this rivalry going, blah, blah, blah. And Bryson said something on the show, because they were both on, and said, "I'm not going to fight Brooks. He'd kick my ass." And Brooks, in turn, said, "You better believe it." Well, that's kind of where it was. Brooks isn't, he's a jock, and Bryson's a nerd. I'm sorry. I don't know what else to tell you guys. Like, that's just the way it was. And Brooks is a guy who's come out and said he'd rather play. He's more of you could see himself playing baseball. He didn't really know he was going to be a golfer. And Bryson's a guy who thinks that thing's over, because he's a nerd. And this is where the transformation of Bryson begins, because over the next year, you see Bryson put on about 25 pounds of muscle. And then within the next 3 months, he puts on about another 20 to 25 pounds of muscle. So now you're looking at about 45, 50 pounds of muscle. And Brooks is in the body issue. And Bryson turns around and says, sends a message that says, LOL, doesn't even have any six-packs. Well, now the nerd's going to start flex back. He's not going to let you kick sand in his face anymore. Bryson takes a photo of his 4 majors and says, "No, you're right. I'm only 2 away." Well, can't really say much to that. Good for you, Brooks. So then you have the match that came up. Mickelson wins the Masters, and they announced the match, Mickelson and Bryson, and it's going to be Tom Brady with Mickelson Tom Brady with Mickelson and Aaron Rodgers with Shambo. And Brooks tweets to Mickelson, tweets to Tom Brady, sorry about, too bad, bro, or something. Oh, no, tweets to, I don't know, one of the two. So he's taking a shot at Bryson, too bad, bro, and Bryson fires back, I live in your head, rent free. So, it's good shot back or whatnot. And so it's very interesting. It makes the PGA not so boring, because you want to see these two, the final two. And that's what your eyes are going to be on, because you want to see these two guys having to be go head-to-head against each other in their different type of ways. The guy who analyzes everything and the other guy who grips it and rips it. So I think that's what it should be. I'm sure the purists don't agree with that. They just want to see the game of golf. But I want to see these two really go head-to-head at it in their games, and then keep up the beefs, if you will, off the course. So like I said, Lefty is a San Diego native. He became the oldest major champ in the history last month. Now he's going for that U.S. Open title that he's never won. he's finished second a record 6 times. So a win would make him just the 6th golfer with a career Grand Slam. So that's what's going on there. Torrey Pines is a golf course that opened up in 1957. It's a simple recreational course, but in 2001, Rhys Jones, the architect, completely overhauled it. So he used the natural beauty of the landscape to use repetitive hole designs, meaning you're going to see players attacking holes in most a similar way. So some of the interesting things going on there, and that's something to be paying attention to, and especially because we've got money on it because we play DFS golf every time. Some other things out there to be paying attention to. The NFL and the NFLPA have agreed to an updated COVID-19 protocol for training camp and preseason. This is training camp and preseason. Keep that in mind, all right? So it's going to be a little different. The fully vaccinated players versus the non-fully vaccinated players. So this is the memo sent to teams per the NFL Network's Tom Pelissero. Fully vaccinated players, no daily testing. Masks and physical distancing not required. No travel restrictions. May interact with friends, family during team travel. May eat with teammates and use sauna steam room. No social, media, marketing, sponsorship restrictions. So that's if you're fully vaccinated. Now, not fully vaccinated. You will have daily testing. Mask and physical distancing required. Travel restrictions. You may not interact with friends and family during team travel. You may not eat with teammates or use the sauna or steam room. No social media, marketing, sponsorship activities permitted. So, they're basically saying get your vaccination. 6 of the NFL's 32 teams have over 50% on their roster vaccinated, including 3 with over 75%, but there are plenty others that lag behind. All right, I want to thank Rocky Blyer for his phone call today, and I want to thank Jake from Elite Sportsbook as well, and Adam for calling in. It's been a fun day. It's not often that I'm here alone, and those 3 carried the show, and I just navigated the ship. So I hope everyone enjoys their June 17th, this Thursday. Get out there. Go down to a River Bandits game if you can. It's a beautiful night out tonight. Everybody, and get ready to say, get prepared for your Father's Day weekend. You guys have a safe and sanitized Thursday. Be safe out there, Quad Cities. We'll see you tomorrow.
You like that? You like that? We're going streaking through the quad and into the gymnasium. Come on, everybody!
Give me a hell yeah! I said give me a hell yeah!
This is Matt Koss of the Quad City Times, and you are listening to Don't Hassle Us, We're Local.
Hey, Sarah, how's business?
It's going well. Our clients love our work. I just wish that we could figure out how to grow faster.
I hear you. Is it slow for everyone in your industry right now?
Actually, no. I see competitors all over who seem to be very busy, even though I know my work is better than theirs. I just wish I knew how they were finding new customers. If I could do it too, I know I could beat them.
Growing a business in the Quad Cities is challenging, and figuring out where to start is the hardest part. If your business does great work but just needs help finding more customers, then Town Square can help. Go to mylocalcustomers.com for a free competitive analysis that'll show you how the most successful businesses in the Quad Cities grow and how you can do it too. These strategies are simple, and we can show you how to apply them to your business. Be one of the first businesses to sign up, and you'll receive $500 in free advertising on this radio station. Visit mylocalcustomers.com. That's mylocalcustomers.com.
Okay, 3 dozen by tomorrow morning. Yeah, the roses and
Faraz's flower shop is blooming. To keep up with high demand, he must strengthen his business's roots.
Just 1 second. Faraz's flowers. Hold, please. Hi, how are you doing? Welcome to Faraz's.
Indeed can help him hire the people he needs.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job, you immediately get your short list of quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job criteria. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Baseball is back, and you can catch every swing of the bat, every double play, and every strikeout at Circle Tap in Davenport. Watch every game on one of their 17 flat-screen TVs, or enjoy their beautiful outdoor patio. Get $1 Bud Family Drafts during every Chicago baseball game and take advantage of their daily food and drink specials. Plus, enter to win your favorite Chicago baseball team swag bag. It's valued at over $200. Enjoy great food, great drinks, and great friends all baseball season long at the Circle Tap, West Locust Street, Davenport.
This is Greeny with Mike Greenberg.
What I am about to tell you is my opinion. It is not a statement of fact. I believe that the 49ers changed their minds on the decision between Mac Jones and Trey Lance somewhere deep into the process. I don't think this was all one big smokescreen. I don't think they got any benefit from doing it. I think they legitimately changed their minds. And as a consequence, they take Trey Lance instead of Mac Jones. I don't know this for certain, but if I had to bet money that mattered to me, I would bet that if Trey Lance had been available at 4, the Falcons would have taken him. That's what I think. I don't know it, but that's what I think. And that would have changed everything. Obviously, the draft falls the way the draft falls because quarterbacks went 1, 2, and 3, but not 4. I think Lance, when all was said and done, was the guy everybody wanted.
Greeny, weekdays 9 till 11 on ESPN 1170.
There's never been a better time to find out why BetMGM is the king of sportsbooks. Right now, new customers have a chance to win $100 in free bets when they place a $1 moneyline wager on any NBA playoff game. If either team hits a three-pointer in the game, you'll win $100 regardless of your bet's outcome. Just use bonus code FOSTER100 when you make your first bet to take advantage of this offer. Get ready to turn the playoffs into payoffs. Sign up now and discover BetMGM's parlay selection builders, daily promotions, boosted odds specials, and more. Download the app or go to BetMGM.com and use bonus code FOSTER100 to win $100 in free bets if either team hits a 3 in any NBA playoff game. It's always showtime at BetMGM. New customer offer, paid and free bets. Visit BetMGM.com for terms and conditions. Must be 21 years or older. Iowa only. Please gamble responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-BETS-OFF.
Unfiltered. Keyshawn Johnson, Jay Williams, and Zubin Mehenti.
Does Aaron Rodgers get moved before the season starts?
The two teams in the AFC for me would be the Raiders. And I know they got Carr, but you send Carr back to Green Bay. I know John Gruden he's probably sitting there just trying to figure out how to get that done because he's never satisfied at the quarterback spot. And
never.
Think about it. He tried to get Brett Favre when Brett was 60. So, I mean.
But if you think about it, though, as far as location goes for Aaron Rodgers.
From the Vegas Gaming Cafe, this is the Quad City sports leader, ESPN 1170 AM, KBOB Davenport, a Town Square media station.